Hey guys, welcome back to Life More Colorful. I'm Letitia, and today I want to talk to you about 5 ways that you can save money on plants for your garden. So first, that one time when you try new mascara right before you start filming a video, I have some really bad raccoon eyes, so I'm just gonna put my sunglasses back on. So the first way that we can save money on plants for our garden, and the most obvious, is of course to start your plants from seed. You can get packets of 50 seeds for $3 pretty much anywhere. But perhaps if you're like me, you don't want to grow 50 of any one thing. You're in a suburban lot, you don't have a lot of space, you want variety, you don't want quantity exactly. So what you can do is get together with your friends and do a seed swap. You can go to the store and get 5 or 10 packets of seeds, spend $15 to $30 roughly, and then have your friends or ask your friends to do the same thing. Go to the store, get 5 to 10 packets of seeds, and then you all get together and you can trade seeds amongst yourselves. You can have a seed swap. And in this way, you're each only spending $15, $30, whatever you choose, but you're each walking away with maybe 25 different varieties of seeds, maybe 50 different varieties of seeds. It's really up to you. So that's one way to really help you get more for your money. And for those of you who are like, I would love to grow my plants from seeds, I would love to have a garden, but I have $0. Some communities actually run a seed bank program. These can often be found in your local library, maybe through your Master Gardeners Association, your local ag center. That may be another option for you to get some seeds without spending any money. And if you don't have a seed bank in your community, it might be a good idea for you to kind of try to head one up. Whether you are in the I don't have any spare money, or whether you're in the I have a lot of excess seeds camp, it could be a really good thing for your community to really help get more people into gardening. So the second way you may be able to save money on plants for your garden is to ask a friend for a division. If there's a plant in their garden that you really admire, that you really love, and you know it's a larger size, you can ask them if they can divide it for you. You can get just a little piece of it off of it, a little piece off of the mother plant, and then plant that in your own garden. So I don't know if you can tell behind me, there are all these cannas over here. Cannas are actually perennial in my area, zone 8B / 9A. They're hardy zones 8 to 11. But these plants, these cannas will take over if I let them. So these are actually really good candidates for dividing later on when they grow and establish a little bit more. They have already probably quadrupled in size since I planted them a few months ago, but they are still pretty young and I'm not ready to divide those just yet. I will try to find a video and link it in the description below so you can see how that process works. But that is the second way. The third way to save money on plants for your garden, this is kind of going to be like playing on expert mode, but that would be to take a cutting and then to root that cutting. HortTube, Jim Putnam, he has a whole plant propagation series I will link below. It's really solid. I don't have much experience with rooting cuttings. I don't have a really good location in my yard to do that right now. My yard is almost all sun, and rooting cuttings takes more particular circumstances. So the fourth way you can save money is when you're buying plants, a lot of times there are multiple plants in one pot. So for example, I really loved these, I think they're called super petricals, but they are like $6 or $7 for one pot. Let me check. $7 for one little, like 1 gallon container of annuals. And I just was like, man, I was not trying to spend that kind of money. And I really wanted to fill out this whole pot with these super petricals, whatever they're called. And so what I did, so each pot pot actually had 3 plants in it. And so what I did is I just took each plant and put one here, and one here. And it's been, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks. And they've really filled out nicely. And sure, I could have bought 3 1-gallon pots and had, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 there. But I wasn't trying to spend $21. $7 was already a stretch for me because I just thought they were really pretty. But I didn't have any experience to know if they were worth it. So that's the 4th way. Oh, another sort of, nurseryman's secret is a lot of times, especially with perennials, and I suppose it applies even with this one, the Super Petricoa. That's what Super Cal Petricoa is what it's called. They will put multiple cuttings or multiple seeds, multiple plant starts in each pot in order to get it up to size faster, in order for it to be a sellable size quicker. So instead of, I'm gonna have to take a walk. So for example, and this hydrangea's lost some of its lower leaves and it's growing some new ones. I bought this hydrangea. You can see it was $13.98, but it is technically 3 cuttings stuck into one pot. 1, 2, and 3. So if you have more time than money, you could get one of these plants and treat it as if it were 3 separate plants. Totally up to you. You just break up the root ball a little bit, pull the roots apart, and plant it in 3 separate locations. They do this because to get one of these plants to size would take maybe a year, but to get 3 of them to this size, it might take 4 to 6 months. And so they're able to have that quicker turnover with their plants if they put multiple cuttings in each pot. So that is sort of a combo 4th tip. Annuals and perennials, just check on that. I normally will look at several pots before I choose a plant, and then choose one that has 2 or 3 or 4, like whatever seems like the best value. That's what I choose. So my 5th tip and my final tip is actually my local, the Blue Store, Lowe's, does distressed plants. They put them on clearance. So I picked up, I picked up 2 of these. Each one was $1, and they didn't really look that great when I bought them. You can still see there's some dead leaves on there, which that doesn't bother me. Even with this one, there was 1 dead plant, which again, sorry hydrangea, that doesn't bother me because for $1, I got 2 fairly healthy plants that I felt confident that would perk back up with a good drink and some time out of the sun. And both of these have doubled or tripled in size since I got this one. And I think $1 versus $7 for 2 of these is a great deal. 50 cents a plant. That's not bad. So that is another option for you. If you have a local Lowe's store, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, just if it's convenient, stop in and look for the distressed plants, and you might find something, like you might find a really great deal. You might find a really great deal on some plants that are really just dry or they're flushed out. You need to cut them back and they'll rebloom. I have bought so many plants from Lowe's on the distressed plant rack just because I feel like somebody needs to give them a chance, and it's a great deal for me. Like almost all of the Gara that I'm looking at was $1 or 50 cents. I don't want to pay I don't want to pay more money for plants than I have to. If you have a Lowe's local to you and it's convenient, just stop in on different days of the week and see when they put out their distressed plants. My Lowe's generally does their distress plants on Wednesdays and Sundays. But it also really depends on how many they have. Like if we have a cold snap, they may be marking down plants for several days and just putting them out as they have time. This last time, I'm doing kind of a home improvement project, so I'm at Lowe's an awful lot right now. They did the distress plants on Saturday, so I went there Saturday morning to get something else, and I saw that they were marking down all these plants, and I got some really nice plants for $1 or $3 a plant. So that may be another option for you. Just to recap, and go ahead and hit the thumbs up on this video if it was helpful, if you learned something. I would love to know in the comments if you do any of these tips or if you will be in the future. But anyway, to recap, start your plants from seed, and then kind of a subcategory, seed swap with your friends, and then local seed bank. The second one was to get a division from your friend. The third one is to take a cutting and then root that cutting. The fourth tip was to sort of maximize your money in terms of the number of individual plant sticks per pot, whether it's 3 annuals in a 1 gallon pot or if it's 3 perennials in a 1 gallon pot. And then the fifth tip was to look for clearance plants or distressed plants. So again, give this video a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.